final example. Example 3, triangle DEF has vertices D, E, and F. Graph the figure and its image after a clockwise rotation of 270 degrees about the origin. Then give the coordinates of the vertices for triangle. And this notation is actually incorrect. It should be, I mean, you can leave this D prime, E prime, F prime, but I'm going to actually change that because by the time we get to 270 degrees, something will have happened 3 times. Okay, so this will need to be changed in your final answer. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my original points. So D to the left 4, up 4, back to the origin, to the left 1, up 2, back to the point of origin, to the left 3, and up 1. Alright, so here's my triangle. They said I'm going 270 degrees clockwise, so that means we're using the exact same rule for 90 degrees clockwise, which is switch the X and Y, and then Y goes to opposite. Alright, you're going to use that 3 times because each quadrant is 90 degrees. So 3 rotations, 3 times 90 gives you the 270. So if I rotate 3 times, that's 90, that's 180, this is 270. So that tells me when I finish, my final answer, my signs should be negative, comma, negative, because I need to land in quadrant 3. Alright, so once again, same rule, 3 times. Rule for 90 degrees, clockwise. You're going to switch X and Y. And then Y goes to opposite sign. Alright, so my original points are D, which is negative 4, 4, E, which is negative 1, 2, and F, which is negative 3, 1. So, first time I rotate is going to be 90 degrees clockwise. So D prime, switch to X and Y, and your new Y goes to opposite sign. E prime, you're going to switch to X and Y, and once again your new Y goes to opposite sign. And then F prime, switch to X and Y. Oh, sorry, wrong word there. Switch the X and Y, and your new Y goes to opposite sign. So once again, going back to the mistake, this is why I said that this area that I circled right here, the notation was incorrect because we already have primes. We're going to go 3 times, so you should have triple prime. So please pay attention to your notation. All right, so I already went 90. Now I need to go 180 degrees clockwise. So using the points from 90 degrees clockwise, it's a continuation because 90 plus 90 gives me the 180. So switch to X and Y. Your Y goes to opposite sign. E double prime. Switch to X and Y. Your Y goes to opposite sign. And F double prime. Switch to X and Y. And your Y goes to opposite sign. Alright? So that's 180. So you know that I actually need to go one more rotation because I need to go 270 degrees. Alright, so for our last rotation, 270 degrees clockwise. So triple prime. Switch to X and Y, and your new Y goes to opposite sign. E triple prime. Switch to X and Y, and your new Y goes to opposite sign. And finally, F triple prime. Switch to X and Y. new y goes to opposite sign. So now I simply just need to plot these points. All right, we can look at our scratch work. Remember when we first started, we said our final answer would land in the third quadrant, which will give us negative, negative. So far everything looks okay because 270, our signs are all negative, negative. All right, so let's plot the 90 first. D prime, to the right 4, and up 4. D prime, back to the origin, to the right 2, up 1. E prime, back to the point of origin, to the right 1, and up 3. F prime. Alright, so that's 90 degrees clockwise. Now I need to go and plot my green points, which represent 180 degrees. So to the right 4 and down 4. D double prime, back to the origin, to the right 1, down 2. E double prime, and to the right 3 and down 1 is F double prime. So here's my new triangle. Pay attention to where the points land. When I started with my red triangle, even just looking at D. When D turned, or when it was rotated, it went from here to here, landing on the side. So then when I look at D prime and I rotate it another 90 degrees, it goes from here to being on the bottom. So you should know that your final rotation, D triple prime, should probably be somewhere facing this side. Alright? So, final set of ordered pairs. Back to the point of origin, to the left 4, down 4, D triple prime, back to the point of origin, and I'm going to label on the opposite side so that you'll actually be able to see. So once again, negative 4, D triple prime, negative 2, negative 1, E triple prime, and negative 1, negative 3, which is F triple prime. And here is my last rotation, giving us 270 degrees clockwise. So on your own, you are going to do example A, example B, and example C, which is a practice of a 90-degree rotation, a 180-degree rotation, and a 270-degree rotation.